you could understand the angriness of the fans. His third year, after 4 months, he was sacked. That's when you see how big Man United is, But in my point of view, I only have great things to say about Mourinho because he's always been great with me. It's different than UK. Dutch lifestyle is different. We like the country. The people are very nice, very friendly.
Joel Pereira, goalkeeper of RKC Waalwijk and old Manchester United goalkeeper. Thank you very much for joining me on Football-Oranje. Firstly, I must congratulate you on the birth of your baby. How has your life been in the past year since you moved to the Netherlands?
Yeah, well, personal life has been great, like you said. My baby was born 7 weeks ago, thank you. And healthy boy, everything is going well, and very, very happy with it. And in football life, then, I arrived at RKC in the idea of playing football, in the Eredivisie, and started well. First 2 games I was playing, and then picked up a pretty bad injury. I had a hernia in my back, and it ruled me out for the rest of the season, so it was a bit more difficult. But I stayed positive. Thank God I came back from it, and I'm fully fit now and ready to go again.
That's great. Yeah, you had that really bad injury, didn't you? So it's really unfortunate. But did it give you a chance to learn any Dutch?
Well, I had a lesson once a week, every Thursday, and it's a difficult language, to be honest. Not easy to learn, but I understand a little bit. The coach speaks mostly in Dutch during the training sessions and the meetings, but obviously most of the people here speak English, so I don't practice my Dutch that much because everyone speaks so well English, and it's easier to have a conversation for me in English than Dutch. So I use more English than Dutch, yeah.
But of course, English isn't even your first language, is it? So being able to communicate in that is still pretty good.
yeah, it's still good, yeah. Well, when I moved to England when I was 16 years old, I remember my English was terrible. I couldn't speak. I had English in school, but when I got there with the Mancunian accent, was a different language for me. And well, I spent 9 years in England, so it gave me time to learn it properly. Not the Mancunian accent, but English in general. And yeah, just an advantage, it's great to speak different languages. I'm lucky to speak a few, so yeah, but not.
Because you're part Swiss and part Portuguese, aren't you? So you speak Portuguese, English, and
I'm
French?
from the French part in Switzerland, so I speak French and Portuguese. That's my main languages, and then I learned English and Spanish. Yeah,
that's pretty incredible.
I have Italian next because my my girlfriend is Italian, so trying to learn it. I understand it well, but a bit more difficult to speak it. And Dutch as well, but very difficult language.
Can you give us a phrase that you've learnt in Dutch that you've used quite a lot with the players in the training ground?
Well, as you know, the first words that you learn in a different language are not the nicest words. So if I say the words that I know and that I say with the players, I don't think in the podcast you will have to sleep, Yeah, no, but I know a few. I can I don't know, can have a little conversation with someone, but ik praat niet zo wel Nederlands.
Alles goed?
Ja, goed met jou?
Ja, goed.
Ja, jij praat
It's coming
Nederlands.
along.
Jij praat goed Nederlands?
Yeah, een beetje. I guess we speak a little bit in English for the people watching, but it's just following Dutch football, you pick it up. Listen to highlights and whatnot.
Yeah, I know the basics, hello, how are you? How was your day? I'm Joel, I'm from Portugal, these kind of things, I learned in my lessons during last year. So
I think it's just good, isn't it? When you go to another country, you can speak some of those things and get to know people, which shows a bit of
yeah,
courtesy, doesn't
exactly.
it? That you're trying.
Yeah, and most of the clubs that I've been, I always find one or two French guys, so I can speak with them. One maybe who speaks Spanish, and then obviously most of them speak English. In football world, so it's good. I can interact with many different players, and I'm someone that is very sociable, so very social. So I like to interact with people and speak different languages. Helps me with that.
Nice, nice. Well, Joel, I want to transport you back to the start of your career now.
Sure,
And you
yeah.
joined Manchester United when you're around 16.
60.
How do you look? Yeah, 16. I wanted to ask first of all, like, how do you look back upon your time with United?
Well, Man United is one of the greatest clubs in the world, if not the biggest one. And when you're 16 and you have such a big club who shows interest to you, is just phenomenal. Is the dream of any kid that plays football, And obviously, when they came to me, to my parents, it was a big step for me, and ones that I'm very, one step that I'm very happy that I took it, because I had an amazing time there. I made it through the first team. I played some games, many games on the bench, and it was a fantastic time. And it was an honor to play for such a big club, and I'm very grateful for the people who helped me there, and who helped me get to the first team also. And yeah, I think uh, I like to look at the great things that happened there, and I had amazing moments, and I'm very proud of being able to play for United.
It must have been a phenomenal experience, like you said. Like all of these great things you must have had happen to you in those number of years you spent there. You got to train with players such as David De Gea.
Yeah.
What did you learn from him and the players around you, and what were some of those highlights that you had there?
Yeah, well, when I was really with the first team, when I was the number 3 there, training every day with David and Sergio, I think I learned a lot with them. Every single day was a learning day for me. I was 20 when I moved with the first team, and training with them every day. You just learn many things. Some days it's just little details for a goalkeeper, but every day you just watch them. David is one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Uh, Sergio also is a phenomenal goalkeeper. I think they are two world-class goalkeepers, and being able to train with them every day for me was a big learning experience and amazing experience also for myself.
Hmm. Getting to talk with them, get those tips and them, obviously has improved your game. And you had a lot of managers with you during your time at United. I know that you were out on loan as well some of that time,
Yeah.
but you oversaw that transition of Sir Alex Ferguson, such a legend for the club. Why do you think United has struggled since he left?
Yeah, well, my first year, obviously, I was with the under 18s, but was Sir Alex Ferguson in charge. And well, don't need to say much about him. He's a legend of the club, and uh, you could feel even when you were under 18 that United was a really family club. He was looking a lot at single detail. He was making sure that everyone feels at home, everyone feels it's a family club. First team players could eat next to you at lunchtime. And obviously playing for United, you had to give it all. And you could feel that that everyone that was there was an honor to play under him, and to play for such a big club. And well, since he left, obviously, United didn't have the same success that they used to have, and well, I don't know exactly what is the cause or what happened really. I think there is a lot of coaches came after him and a lot of changes. People come with new ideas, with new structures, and you just adapt. And some of them didn't work out. Some did okay, but I think, uh, well, I don't think there is much I can say because uh, I don't really know what is the real cause. One thing I know for sure is that they deserve to be back where they belong. And which is at the top, winning Premier League titles, fight for Champions League, and that's what every Man United fan wants to see it. And I'm one of them. I will always be rooting for Man United, and I want them to be back to success.
Something which Erik ten Hag may well bring back to the club, and not the only Dutch manager that's been at the club since Sir Alex Ferguson retired. Could you say which manager you enjoyed working with the most at United along that time? Was one of them Louis van Gaal?
The one I worked the most with was Mourinho, and he's definitely the one I enjoyed the most because he's the one that gave me my debut, made me sign my new long-term contract at the time, and he really showed faith in me, and yeah, I enjoyed a lot working under him. Also, he was Portuguese, so we had a very good relation, and yeah, I'm very grateful for everything he did to me, and he was an exceptional manager. And yeah, I wish he was there longer, and that he would have succeeded more at United.
It's funny you say that. I mean, you were third choice goalkeeper, I think, under Mourinho for one of those years,
Yeah.
and so he included you more in that first team fold. You said you enjoyed working with him, but could you see some of the things that fans were unhappy with when he was at United?
Yeah, of course. When I talk about my point of view and the relation he had with me, and obviously you could understand the angriness of the fans when the results were not there at the time. And I think it's world of football. It's like this. Once you are winning and everything goes well and you win titles, I think then the fans will automatically be happy. And at United, it's a club that is used to win titles every single year, fight for titles, and once you don't produce that, then you have the pressure of the fans coming to you. And in his first year, he got 3 titles, and well, I think everything was going well, and obviously his second year before it was his third year. His third year, after 4 months, he was sacked. And that's when you see how big Man United is. That's when you realize that United is such a big club, and when results don't come directly, then you have to look at other options. But in my point of view, I only have great things to say about Mourinho because he's always been great with me. He helped me a lot in and out of football, and he's always been very honest with me and trying to get the best out of me. So in my own experience, I think my time with Mourinho was my best time at Man United.
Do tell us, go on, one or two things about Jose Mourinho. What did he do to get the best out of you? We all know what kind of character he is. So what did he say to you to get the best out of you?
Well, well, I don't, let me think about it. But he was always pushing me. He knew what to say to push me, and to get the best out of me in training. And yeah, I was enjoying so much to work under him that and he was saying a lot of great things about me in the media, that I just wanted to show my the face that he had in me. I wanted to give it back to him by working hard in training every single day, and that's what I did under him.
Sure. And we said Ten Hag, he's coming in now, and he's signed a couple of players from the Eredivisie, Lisandro Martinez and Tiro Malacia. You said that Man United's a big club, and obviously players got to give their all whilst they're there to feel that pressure of the size of the club. What other advice would you have for both of these players going from the Eredivisie to the Premier League?
Yeah, I think the Premier League is the best league in the world. Very physical, a lot of intensity, and more than any other league, And you see with any player, even big players, sometimes they need a bit more time to adapt, But yeah, I wish them the very best. I think also Erik ten Hag is a fantastic manager, and I just want to see Man United succeed and get back to the best level, well, to the level that they deserve, fighting for a title every year. And well, I just hope that the players that he brings in, that they can perform as good as they did here in the Eredivisie. And I was able to watch them, and I think it was two great players, big talents and great footballers. And I hope that they can perform as well as they did in the Eredivisie.
I want to get to know a bit more about you now in the Netherlands and with RKC Waalwijk. Why did you choose to go to the Netherlands of all the options you may well have had after leaving United to play with RKC?
Yeah, well, what I wanted to do after United was to go somewhere and play football, And RKC was the team that showed the biggest interest for me to be the number one at the club, I had other options, maybe bigger clubs, you would say, but they were not promising that I will be number one, or some options will be to be a number two. But I just wanted to play football, and even if I had to go to a smaller club, what I wanted was just to play and show myself. And well, I came to RKC, they were willing for me to play for them, to be their number one. And that's what happened when I came here. I was the number one, but obviously I had bad luck with my injury, and then I was ruled out for the season.
Yeah. You played 2 games, didn't you? And then you were injured for the rest of the season. Etienne Barsen's come in and being that number one. So how does it look this season? Because he's still there at the moment, and you're also there. So are you guaranteed to be that first team goalkeeper that you went there to be? How does that look for you now?
Oh, I think now it's football is like this. Now it's a total different situation. Nothing is promised. And he played the rest of the season last year, and now we don't know who's gonna play. But I'm just working for myself every single day. Giving the best out of me, and then the decision is up to the manager.
Well, I do hope you do get to play, Joel, because we want to see you be that regular goalkeeper. You obviously went there to go and be. How do you think that they'll get on this season, Waalwijk? They had a tricky season last season, but finished 10th in the end after some good results. Do you think there's a tough season ahead, though, given that you've lost your Melle Merlenstein, a couple of other players? How's it going to be this season?
Yeah, obviously, RKC is the kind of club that brings young talents to the club, plays them, and then sells players, And I think every year they are in the same situation where they lose 7, 8, 9 players, And obviously, I think a few players will still come to the club, And yeah, every year is the same situation, We just want to stay in the Eredivisie and give the best out of us. Last season, like you said, was a tricky season, but was end up to be a fantastic season for us. You know, we end up 10th, and hopefully this year we can do the same. You know, we just need to adapt. You know, new players come in, they need to adapt to the club, to the team, and our job for the ones that were here last year is to help them to integrate the group well, and feel home, feel they are part of the family now, and hopefully then we can produce on the pitch and get the results we need.
You said that one of the biggest things about being in the Netherlands is you lose players, you have to start again. Yeah. That's life at almost all the clubs in the league. So that's one thing you've picked up in the Netherlands. But what else have you picked up since moving to the country? And I'm not just talking about football here, life in general as well. What have you learned over this time?
Well, I think it's a great country. You know, like I like the country. I like the lifestyle is great. It's different than UK. Dutch lifestyle is different, but you know, you have Amsterdam and you have Waalwijk, for example. It's almost two different countries. You know, the lifestyles are completely different. But I enjoyed it a lot. You know, me and my girlfriend are living here now for 1 year, and we had some great times. And we like the city, we like the country. The people are very nice. You know, very friendly. And football-wise, I think it's a great league. You know, there is a lot of talent in the league, and I think it's a league that is well watched by scouts, by different clubs, and you see every year that players who play in the Netherlands get transfers to top clubs, to different countries, and you can see it's also a league that plays beautiful football. You know, doesn't matter which team. If you are bottom of the league or top of the league, every team tries to play football from the back, and yeah, that's the mentality they have here. You know, they want to play football. And me, for a goalkeeper, you know, I see this because the goalkeepers are a lot involved in the playing style of the Netherlands. You know.
That's quite a big difference, isn't it, between the Eredivisie and a lot of the other leagues? And you've played in different places as well. You were on loan in Scotland, Belgium, Portugal, England. So you've experienced different things. As a goalkeeper, how does the football compare to the other leagues? You said that there's a lot more football being played on the ground, but how does it compare to, say, I don't know, the Scottish League or being another place in Europe?
Yeah, I think it's very different than UK, for example. You know, it's not as direct as Scotland or Championship, for example. And yeah, like I said before, they like to play from the back. They like to use the goalkeeper as almost as an extra player, you know. So, but I like it because I think that one of my qualities is also playing with my feet, and I enjoyed it a lot. So I think that's great because they use the goalkeeper, as I said, as a player almost. So I think in a game you touch more balls with your feet than saves that you have to make, you know. And yeah, so I think it's different than other leagues. I think more football, less direct, you know, less crosses than England, for example. And yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. What about the fans behind the goal? Does that differ in different countries? Is it a bit more distracting? Do you get some more support?
Yeah, well, it depends the clubs. You know, there is some clubs here that have crazy fans also. You know that Utrecht, but I like it. Huh? When I say crazy in a good way. When you play against them, you won't like them, but if it's your own fans, then you will be very happy, you know, to have them shouting for against the other goalkeeper, you know. And yeah, I think I experience different fans, England fans, Scottish fans, you know. They are also fantastic fans, louder than some other fans. But yeah, it's funny because you see that every country has it's a different different style of fans, you know. Here you have more in England. I don't know if you allowed fireworks or something. In England, maybe not, huh? Or you don't see
really,
as much.
No.
Yeah, here almost every game there is fireworks. You know, like the red or green fire. You know, yeah,
Yeah, so it's a big thing,
different.
isn't it, when you watch it? Well, I mean, for me anyway, watching on TV, you obviously at the
Yeah,
game, you see it all the time with the fans with the flares,
yeah, yeah,
making a great atmosphere.
yeah,
So
yeah. But it's great. You know, I think it's part of the game, and it's
yeah,
so, you know, it's what makes football beautiful. Also, you know, even if sometimes you have a few incidents or some things that are not very nice against players, you know, but football without fans is nothing. You know, we play. That's what we play for. You know, we play for people to enjoy our game. You know, and so, like I said, football without fans is nothing. And we saw it during COVID times, you know, when fans were not allowed, um, which effect it had on us players and on football in general, you know. It
was it?
wasn't as nice to play in an empty stadium
Yeah,
than playing in front of 10, 20, 30,000 people. You know?
was it almost demotivating? Could you lose focus without the supporters there?
Yeah, I won't say lose focus. Sometimes you even have more focus, and it can also be, for example, I think for smaller clubs may be harder because sometimes when you're playing, let's say a small club plays against Man United away or at home, I mean, and you know, by having the fans in their side, just pushing them, singing for them, I think it gives extra motivation. So that's when you realize how important the fans are during the game. You know when you are 1-0 up and there is 10 minutes left and you are tired and you feel that your players are tired, but the fans
It's giving
are
you a boost,
singing
isn't
and
it?
pushing you. Yeah, they give you an extra boost, and then you think like, okay, let's do it. You know, and then you feel it. You know, you feel the atmosphere. And when you don't have the fans, then your only focus, well, is the game, and you don't really have distractions because
Some
you don't have someone shouting at you and making you angry or something, you know.
That's what I mean. There were no you didn't miss the fans throwing abuse at you behind the
Yeah,
goal.
no, if you get abused, then you don't miss them. No, but yeah, we definitely. I think every footballer will tell you the same. We definitely missed the fans so much during COVID time, and yeah, very happy that everyone is back. You know, and it's also great for them. You know, going out of the house to come and watch their clubs, and you know, it keeps people alive. You know what I mean?
And you've had
It's
a bit
great.
of a family atmosphere, haven't you, at RKC Waalwijk? Quite a small club, really, by the size of the Eredivisie
Mhm.
and by what you've experienced before. That must feel so different for you from, say,
Yeah,
being at
yeah,
Man United.
yeah. I think um, it's a small club, but it's you feel it from the first day that it's a family club. You know, that's the way they treat every single person from the club. People that work in the kitchen, people that work the kitmans or whatever. You see that people are very close to each other. You know, it's a small club, but you can feel it's a very family club. You know, and and I think that's one of the reasons why they are staying up in the Eredivisie, you know, because such a it's a smaller club than many others that are in the league, but they are staying up because it's a family club and everyone fights for each other, you know. And yeah, I felt it from the first day that I arrived there that everyone fights for each other and it's a great club to be part of, you know. And yeah, I'm very glad to be here. I really enjoy my time. I just hope that I stay fit now, and I just want to be able to perform now and play really. You know, I think
Mm.
that will be amazing.
Yeah, that's the next step for you, isn't it? Getting to play regularly. And you may well be given your chance this season. So I guess my last question to you then, Joe, is
Yeah.
what are your hopes for the future?
Well, now it's to stay fit first of all, you know, because without staying fit, you know, then you cannot perform. Then my priority is to stay fit and hopefully get the opportunity to play. You know, I want to show what I can do and hopefully finally perform at the level that I can. You know, last year I was injured. The year before I didn't play at Huddersfield, and I had some more difficult loans, you know, and where I wasn't able to perform at my best level. So hopefully now I can bring my level back, play, and show people what I can do. You know, that's my goal.
And I guess you're not thinking any further ahead than that at the moment.
No, at the moment, no. You know, I think first of all is to play, and then you look ahead. You know, and I like to take it step by step. You know, but you know, I believe in myself. I believe in my qualities. I just hopefully I can get the opportunity to show myself and be back to a better level. You know.
I think that's a great motto for life, isn't it? It's to live it day by day and seize a day and do it a step at a time.
Yeah, 100%. I think in everything you do in life, you know, sometimes we are too distracted by the future and we don't enjoy as much the present. You know, so I think is very important that we take step by step in not only in football, you know, in everything we do in your personal life or in your work. You know, take it step by step. Think about today, tomorrow, and then the rest will come by itself. You know, just work
What a
hard
great
every
way
single
to,
day.
yeah, no, what a great way to finish
Yeah.
the interview, Joel. So thank you very
Great.
much for you joining me.
Thanks to
And
you. Appreciate it. Thank you.